Hello YouTubers, how you doing? How you feeling this week? Let me know in the comments below. Please give me a little thumbs up and hit subscribe. While you're there, it really helps support my channel. I recently celebrated 5 years on my healing journey from late-stage Lyme disease. I was diagnosed back in September of 2015 and I've learned a lot, and I just wanted to make a little video kind of recapping what I've learned, what I've done, and what I'm doing still to this day. Back in 2015, I became severely ill, and I had been sick for probably about 4 years prior to that. I was diagnosed with arthritis, and then that kind of progressed into digestive issues, which progressed into cognitive issues, and in September 2015, I had lost all the feeling in my arms and legs. I had lost 26 pounds in 12 days. I was pretty much bedridden, just having really terrible memory problems, and I lost my depth perception and just was bounced from specialist to specialist, and nobody kind of knew what was going on. I ended up in the best gastroenterology office in Las Vegas, and this doctor was like just lining me up for like months of testing, and I kind of lost my cool in there and was like, just guess what's going on. Why can't I feel my arms and legs? Like, why can't I get through a sentence without forgetting what I'm saying? And he was like, well, none of that fits with what I think you have. If I were you, I'd ask my general doctor for a Lyme disease test. And I was like, all right, whatever, you know. And I literally left that office thinking the guy blew me off, and I asked my general doctor for a Lyme disease test just simply to rule it out. But to my complete surprise, it was positive, acute and chronic markers for Lyme disease. And my doctor and I kind of, looked back at these 4 years of arthritis and all the things, and it was like, well, probably had Lyme that whole time. That's a pretty common story in the Lyme community. It's said that the average Lyme patient takes 2 to 5 years to be properly diagnosed, and receive multiple misdiagnoses prior to finding out they have Lyme disease. So pretty typical there, and me just having complete faith in Western medicine and in my doctors. I just went through all the conventional treatments for Lyme disease. I was immediately put on doxycycline and then referred to an infectious disease doctor who put me on IV Rocephin. And then I was like kind of traveling out of state, going to see some Lyme literate physicians at the same time, and really was doing my own research and kind of figuring out what all the whole controversies around Lyme disease. And I picked up pretty quickly that this illness really impacts everyone so differently, and each treatment, each person reacts differently to each treatment. So I kind of knew there wasn't like a pre-written protocol for what was going on with me. So for like the first 8 months after my diagnosis, I was really, all about killing the bacteria. I was doing all of the things. I was taking the antibiotics, I was doing some herbs, I was doing like super expensive IV treatments like IV ozone and peroxide, something else that I can't think of right now, but anyway, I spent a lot of money and I was really not getting too much better. I started to get the feeling back in my arms and legs within like the first 7 days of that IV Rocephin, but then I just kind of didn't really get much better, and my digestive problems were just getting worse and worse and worse on the antibiotics. So around 8 months in, I decided to get my PICC line pulled because I was really like unclear as to what was side effects from the medications I was on and what was the actual illness. And like, I just wanted to kind of stop everything and see what would happen. Within like 4 months of that, I realized, being on nothing wasn't really a good idea. So after about a 4-month break or so, I started up the Cowden protocol, and that is a tincture form of antimicrobials, herbal antimicrobials. And I was doing okay on that. I think I started really feeling something around like the 6-month mark, but it was super expensive. And luckily for me, I was able to get a patient grant through the Ticked Off Lyme Patient Fund. So I'll put a link for them below. They offer grants and 50% off that Cowden protocol for the first 6 months. But so yeah, then it's, you know, back to normal price, and it's pretty pricey little protocol there, but I did see some improvements on that. And then I started to develop what's called mast cell activation syndrome, or histamine intolerance. And instead of getting Herxheimer reactions a few hours after taking the medication, I was experiencing these like gnarly side effects like right after taking these herbs. And yeah, I don't know if it was the herbs themselves or the alcohol in the tinctures. I never really figured that out. But I started having like this crazy snowball effect of like histamine issues after that. So then I just stopped the herbs, and I was reading this book at the time called 10% Human, and it's a really, really fascinating book. The author actually in the introduction says like, I was inspired to write this book after I got a tick bite and got super sick. And I was like, oh my God, I'm reading this book because I had a tick bite and got super sick. So like, ding. And yeah, that really started to shift the way that I was approaching my Lyme disease treatment. Once I decided to kind of shift my focus from just kill the bacteria to like rebuild the immune system, hey, let's heal from Lyme disease instead of just treat it, everything started to shift for me. I have another video I'll link above that kind of goes more into detail of the specific medications and everything that I did, because it's just not fresh in my mind anymore. I think I made that up my 3-year treatment anniversary. So you can check that out, but I really don't think there is a pre-written treatment protocol for Lyme patients, because this illness affects us all so differently, and what may work for one person may not work for another person. However, through my own experiences and, you know, talking and working with other Lyme patients, I have come to the conclusion that all the really successful treatments for Lyme include 6 key things. And disclaimer, I'm not a medical doctor. This is not to be taken in lieu of medical advice. I'm just sharing my research and experiences with you. I do not claim to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any illness. So I believe that the most successful Lyme treatment protocols include reducing pathogens, reducing or addressing the biofilms, reducing inflammation, supporting detoxification, healing the gut, and cultivating a healing mindset. I really have learned a whole lot on all of those 6 factors, and it's helped me so much, and it's helped everyone that I have shared it with. So I compiled this guide with everything I know, the Lyme Survival Guidebook, and you can check it out. The link is down below. It really breaks up all 6 of those factors, plus everything you need to know about Lyme disease to just take control of your treatments and start to find well-being. Although I don't consider myself fully healed, I've come leaps and bounds from where I was. I'm pretty functional. I do have big flare-ups that I shared in a past video here with my menstrual cycle. I think it's just tied to the inflammation that comes with my cycle. But I'm still dealing with some viral high Epstein-Barr virus and HHV, and just having headaches and fatigue and pain that come and go. Like, everything seems to wax and wane, but I'm pretty functional now. I get dressed every single day. I can drive myself again. You know, I've wrote that book. I've been able to read a lot easier. My memory problems are so much better. And yeah, I'm continuing on, looking forward to keeping up with just getting all the systems of my body working as best as they possibly can. So I'm really, really working towards just sleeping as best as I can, eating as good as I can, digesting as well as I can, detoxing as well as I can, and really working on that mindset piece is so important. So yeah, just pretty much dealing with flare-ups and just still working every day to heal myself and take it easy on myself. So yeah, that's my little 5-year update here. And go ahead and give me a little thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to learn more about, or if you want to share some of your story. I always love hearing from you guys. I will be back next week with another video. So until then, keep healing. Bye. Lyme disease take that into consideration.